I know, you probably think I'm a shill by now. I'm not. I'm not a shill. I want to start by saying I hated The Last Jedi. I hated the writing in the sequels. I hate woke Star Wars and woke stuff in general. I just wanted to make that clear before I started this video. We need a Rey movie. And by the end of this video, you're going to agree with me. I miss Star Wars movies. The shows are great for the most part, other than the Acolyte disaster. I miss going to the movies. I miss the anticipation that I get for a new Star Wars movie. It's a big huge event. It's a cultural event. Everybody goes and sees the new Star Wars movies and I miss them. And I'm looking forward to more Star Wars movies. Everybody's complaining about the Rey movie. Everybody's saying, oh, whatever. It's just gonna be like, why is Rey coming back? Why are they doing another movie? Nobody has hope for this movie. Nobody cares about it. Now the Rey movie was just delayed, and that's a good thing as well. Filming's not gonna start till 2025 as of right now. I mean, that's the rumor. Why was it delayed? Well, we don't know, but one thing we do know is being delayed is probably a good thing. I'm hoping it was delayed because they're trying to make a better film. They're trying to cut out some of the crap that the director was definitely going to put in there. They just canceled a show because of the same stuff that the director of the Rey movie believes in. That should tell you something. There is evidence of a mindset shift over at Disney, Star Wars, and Lucasfilm. The director, what's her name? I can never remember the director's name because it's so freaking weird. The director of the Rey movie is Charmin Obaid Chinoy. She's said some questionable things in the past. I mean, not questionable, but just toxic things in the past, and she's proud of her belief system. Now, she was hired before the Acolyte Apocalypse. I'm going to call it the Acolyte Apocalypse. She was hired before that, though, so they were still kind of on this, high of being like, hey, we can put out whatever the hell we want. We can put out anti-male stuff, forces female, nobody cares, we're making money still. I feel like with the Acolyte being canceled and that whole debacle, they might have realized something. And I'm thinking out loud here, but I feel like they know that they messed up. I mean, you kind of have to. And they may be planning to fix it just because they want money. And whenever you mess with their money, they're gonna change. That's the only way that Disney Lucasfilm will ever change, is if you mess with their money. Not watching the shows isn't gonna work. You not paying a Disney Plus subscription isn't going to work. They don't care about us peasants out here. They care about big money. And whenever they make something as bad as the Acolyte and it gets canceled, that's when heads are going to turn and they're going to actually pay attention. With the release of Lego's Rebuild the Galaxy show, it showed that they kind of can poke fun at themselves now. Did you watch that show? I saw the first episode. I haven't had time to watch the rest, but I'm definitely going to watch it. But yeah, in that first episode, it was Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, and he was kind of poking fun at how, I'm angry now. It was really cool to see that. I don't think we've gotten anything like that from them. It shows that they kind of get it. They're like, okay, yeah, it was kind of dumb. Just that joke alone gives me some hope. Another thing that happened as well is the entire Star Wars media. All the websites released articles where Daisy Ridley was showing vulnerability, trying to soften the fan response to maybe the next movie. Here's the article here. This is a Cinema Blend article. Ahead of Daisy Ridley's return to Star Wars, she recalled how overwhelming it was to deal with the newfound fame when the sequel trilogy debuted. At present, there are a lot of upcoming Star Wars movies and TV shows on the way from Lucasfilm. However, perhaps the most exciting of them all is the return of Daisy Ridley's Rey in her spin-off film, which is currently in active development. As Ridley gets ready to tell a new story in the beloved universe, she recently reflected on dealing with overwhelming fame when The Force Awakens launched the prequel trilogy nearly a decade ago. While the release of Episode 7 was just another walk around the block for actors like Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher at the time, it was Daisy Ridley's first time leading a movie ever. She recalled some of her earliest experiences with a fanfare, and they truly drove home how her life was changing. This is a quote from Daisy. "What was overwhelming for me was that the day Star Wars 7 premiered, people didn't think Rey was going to be a big character. I remember my mom saying, they must have thought you were good because they spent a lot of money on this movie. A lot!" That was a laugh. It's very strange to go from being photographed on the red carpet to watching the movie and then just going to the bathroom and having people say, "Oh my god, that's you!" End quote. Daisy Ridley shared these memories when she spoke to French film magazine Premiere about her upcoming return to the galaxy far, far away. It's definitely fair to say that the Star Wars movie bolstered her celebrity stat no shit. Back in 2015, she became one of the most highly covered stars in Hollywood in what seemed to be just a blink of an eye. She continued to explain those early lessons in fame and how she feels she'll handle the Rey-related buzz this time around. Another quote from Daisy: "Suddenly I was recognized in public life outside my job. That's not necessarily easy to take in. Also, I have never traveled. Here I was all over the world, and I had unusual interactions with people. For example, I didn't know what a press junket was. I was discovering everything, and then time passes and things calm down. I have some perspective on all this now. I now know how it works. So it will definitely be easier to manage." Amid the interview, the young woman and the Sea star also clarified that she wasn't forced to come back, and certainly could have turned down Lucasfilm offer to do another movie. However, when she was pitched the idea, she ultimately liked the concept. Not only that, but she also recalled how she had a great time working on the sequel trilogy, which made her decision to return to the fold that much easier. Daisy Ridley also remembers that the same week when she was approached by Lucasfilm, two people had serendipitously pointed out it would be interesting to see what her Star Wars character was doing now. She previously said that she wanted to return as Rey because the franchise brings a lot of love and joy to people. Of course, there's always been some sexism in Star Wars. Of course, they have to put that in there. But the actress also previously said that that element of the fandom has been blown out of proportion. That's true. Thank you, Daisy. Yes, it has been. Eventually, audiences will get to catch up with Rey in a movie that will take place 15 years after the release of Rise of Skywalker. The movie will see Rey reforming the Jedi Order, which means she'll possibly be serving as a mentor to the new generation of Force wielders. Director Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has said that Rey will be the heart of the movie, and that definitely makes sense. Filming has yet to kick off in the new film. There's a sentence for you. But the chances are the production will get started sometime next year. Overall, it sounds like Daisy Ridley is more than ready to jump back in and get to work. I'm glad that she now has perspective on the fame she has experienced so many years ago, and wish her well as she prepares to experience a new wave of buzz with this upcoming feature. She's not reading your article, Sarah El Mahmoud. She's never gonna date you, Sarah. Okay, so that was the article that people have been passing around here. It's been being passed around by all these kind of, garbage websites. That's what I've called them since 2018. So here's the thing. The character Rey was only bad because of bad writing, okay? She was a bad character because Rian Johnson was writing her. It wasn't just Rey. In fact, all of the characters were bad in The Last Jedi, especially because of terrible writing. Rey, that character, could be written well in a well-written movie. The character Rey was only bad because of bad writing. In fact, all of the characters were bad in The Last Jedi especially. None of them made sense. Interactions didn't make sense. Their motivations didn't make any sense. Her character's already established in this universe. They're not going to retcon everything, unfortunately. We would all love that if they would just retcon the sequels and just say, it was different timeline or a different world. The sequels are what they are, and they're not going anywhere. Why not just have Disney move on to a different time period or a different place, a different universe far, far away, and make new movies? Personally, I would rather Disney go back and fix it than just leave it and move on to something else. They could just move on to something different, but then there's still the sequels and how Luke ended. Like, Mark Hamill would love to come back as Luke Skywalker. Okay, he's on call for Luke Skywalker. They gotta fix that character to fix the relationship with us fans. She's already established as having a relationship with him. Yes, he's dead there, but if Ahsoka taught us anything, it's that they're willing to push the story in completely crazy directions. There's freaking space whales in that show. Star Wars basically is already screwed up. They can't do anything worse than Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi. It's impossible to do any worse. Since the Acolyte apocalypse, I don't think that they're gonna push it that far again. Why is it even about Rey? She already had her trilogy, right? Is it because the Force is female, or is it something else? Are they trying to rebuild the galaxy? The only problem is it will not work if they don't fire or heavily restrain Obi Choi Kenobi over there, the director. I can't remember her damn name. I need a name to remember her by. Chinoy. I'm just going to call her Chinoy from now on. Chinoy. They need to get rid of Chinoy immediately. Chinoy is a crazy woman, and she will put all of her politics into this movie. Disney, if you do one thing, if you can do just one thing right, get rid of Chinoy immediately. Fire her. Just fire her. You don't need an excuse. Just say, Chinoy, you're done. And save this movie. Because I think Rey is a good character. I liked a lot of the characters in the sequels. I would have loved to see more Ben Skywalker. I liked him, and I liked Rey. I liked Finn. They were likable characters until the writing just ruined them all. Disney Lucasfilm is showing signs of peace with the fans, bringing The Mandalorian to the big screen. Mandalorian and Grogu, they know fans love it. Everybody loves that show. The Lego show, that joke in the Lego show showed a lot, and also canceling the Acolyte and getting that out of here. There are signs that they're turning this thing around. I'm still holding out hope. It could either be another terrible movie, or it could reunite the fans and make Disney a shit load of money. Two things that they need to do. Drop Chinoy and drop Skywalker off of Rey's name. Put Gina Carano in there if you really want to help out, but I don't think that's going to happen. But drop the Skywalker name from Rey because it makes no sense. Or just keep it. You know what? Just keep it. Just drop Chinoy. Just get rid of her. Here's a clip of what she said in case you're like, why do you hate Chinoy so much? Here's a clip.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also trying to permeate that patriarchy, that power structure? And is that a part of the calculation of your art as well? And what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable. Not you, just
not you.
Not you.
Point taken. Point taken.
But it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection. And then say, maybe there is something wrong with the way I think, or maybe there is something wrong with the way I am addressing this issue.
I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
What do you think? Am I right? Do you have some hope for the Rey movie now? I'm looking forward to see what they do with this movie. It just doesn't make sense why they would bring Rey back after that trilogy. Hopefully it's not what I thought at first, that they're just going to have her in there to pass the baton on, to like 3 different main characters and just have them take over. They're all like, crazy women or something, space witches, Rey's like, I made the Jedi Order again. Now, here, you can have it, space witches. And then they go on to like slay all the white male Christians in the galaxy. Anyway, what do you think about this? Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.